culture team in particular, we decided that one thing that bogged us down a lot was paperwork. So we decided to go to a paperless system, and one of the ways to do that was to make a completely paperless online onboarding and probation system.
The ability to record all the training information about how they're going, give them their feedback, give them an opportunity to give us feedback how they think the traineeship's going is absolutely fantastic.
Because all our new starters are set up really for success, they're able to view a welcome to Mambourin video, they're able to view their manager and who's going to be in their team, they can read in detail what their job's going to be, so there's no surprises when they go there on their first day. Mambourin is a not-for-profit disability services provider. We're based in the western suburbs of Melbourne, and we're actually the largest support provider in the western suburbs. We have over 300 staff, so we've got supported employees, we've got trainees, and we've also got disability support workers and admin staff. We support around 400 adults with a disability in our community hubs, as well as in our support employment service and our traineeship service. We're going through a very exciting period at the moment, transitioning to the NDIS, so we're just helping to support our customers through that, and we're looking forward to the change and growth opportunities that it provides. We decided to move to an online onboarding process because under an NDIS environment, organisations need to become more efficient and streamlined. So for the people and culture team in particular, we decided that one thing that bogged us down a lot was paperwork. So we decided to go to a paperless system, and one of the ways to do that was to make a completely paperless online onboarding and probation system, which reduced our paperwork. I think we had maybe 26 paper documents that we were sending out and printing and trying to get back in, so it really helped to reduce our paperwork that way. And we also just wanted to create a more professional looking and appealing onboarding system for any new starters and to attract candidates as well. So the whole process of getting Cognology up and running took about 4 months. So that included Cognology taking all of our onboarding documents and creating an online onboarding system based on all of those documents that we required to be on there. They took all of our employee info, put that on there, staff photos, all of our job descriptions and corresponding probation reviews. So from their side it was a lot of work, and then for us what we had to do was maybe 3 or 4 times jump on and go through a mock onboarding process to see if there's any feedback that we wanted to give or any updates that we wanted to change. We then had to do some user acceptance testing right at the end before it went live, and in the middle there we also did some training for 3 hours with a Cognology representative that came to our site so we could learn how to use it from the back end. So overall we were pretty impressed with the length of time it took. 4 months to put all of that information on there was incredible from Cognology's side. So in terms of resources that were required for the onboarding system, it wasn't very much. It basically was just my time to review all of the different updates that Cognology was sending me and also send them any documents. So it did take my time, but the return on investment is amazing because now onboarding our staff barely takes me any time at all. So we did create a couple of materials for our online onboarding process. So one was a welcome to Mambourin video, which we were actually inspired to do by the Cognology demo processes that we'd seen. So we put that together so that new starters would get a sense really easily by watching the video of what Mambourin's all about. We also created a manager's manual that I was assisted by Cognology to create, and that just shows our managers what they have to do in terms of the onboarding and probation process. And it was great to be able to develop that and hand that out to them because they are dispersed across 8 locations, so they are remote from me, so it was good that they can have that at their fingertips if they ever need assistance with their process as well. So in terms of advice for our people and culture team, when we wanted to move to an online onboarding system, it was important for us to do our research so that we could get some buy-in from other team members, in particular senior members of staff. So there's a lot of research out there in regards to how a great onboarding and probation experience can correlate to a really great workplace culture and retention as well. So we just put all that information together and presented that to our senior leadership team and our board so that we had support from all levels of the organisation. Another thing that I would recommend is just communicate with Cognology as much as you need to, ask for some demo onboarding processes so that you can get inspired as well. The support team's great, so if you ever need any help, just shout out to them, and they're really responsive as well. So being a not-for-profit in the disability services sector, we do have a lot of stringent compliance requirements, which we did struggle to follow in terms of new starter documents that we had to get back, such as police checks and that kind of thing. Back before we had Cognology, we had about 26 documents that we'd email out and hope that people would print and fill out and bring on their first day, and we couldn't ever be 100% sure that we were meeting all of our strict requirements there. So having Cognology just makes us 100% sure that we're doing everything that we need to do to meet our requirements, and we've actually had external auditors come and audit us, and they've looked at the Cognology system and really commended us on making sure that we have everything in that one spot. Another thing that has been really great is the time saving for us in terms of onboarding as well, and not only just for our new staff, but we've also been able to increase our capacity for student placements and volunteers. So for an example, last year we were able to host 35 students who were studying a certificate 4 in disability, and this year we've doubled that to 70 because Cognology has saved us so much time and we've been able to onboard so many more students, so it's been really great. Another thing that Cognology has helped us with is building a better workplace culture. So because all our new starters are set up really for success, they're able to view a welcome to Mambourin video, they're able to view their manager and who's going to be in their team, they can read in detail what their job's going to be, so there's no surprises when they go there on their first day, and that's had a roll-on effect to how the staff at the hubs perceive them when they come in for their first day as well, and it's just generally created a better workplace experience for all involved. So as part of the onboarding process, our new starters will start on a welcome page, so they'll be able to view our welcome to Mambourin video, they'll be able to view some policies and procedures that we want them to be able to read, as well as our calendar and who's going to be in their team and their manager. Following from that, there'll be some kind of payroll details like tax file number and superannuation information, emergency contacts, bank details. There'll be an online police check as well. There's the disability worker exclusion scheme form, which recently we've been required to complete as part of our requirements of being a disability service provider, so it's been great that we could add that on to that as well. A document about what the inherent requirements of their job will look like as well, and just going through and filling all that stuff out, and then at the end, once they've completed it, congratulates them and gives them the links to all of our social media, and it also shows them a link to Google Maps so they can actually see how they can get to our hubs as well. In terms of future improvements that we're planning to make for our onboarding process, we are looking at adding some e-learning components to our onboarding process, but that's about it, because having Cognology has been really flexible, so anytime I wanted to chuck something on there or add a different form, I've just been doing it, and it's just an ongoing process. So kind of when you think about adding something, you just do it, so there's not much you have to plan for. So I have received feedback from new starters that have used the onboarding system. So one of the big ones is that it alleviates those first day nerves, because they're able to see, how to get to their hub, if there's going to be parking there, who their manager is with a photo, so that they know who to approach on the first day as well. So it really helps to alleviate those first day nerves. And another thing that new starters have really liked are the catch-up conversations that the managers are prompted to have with them as part of the probation process as well. So at 1 month, 3 months and 6 months, the manager sits down with them to see how they're going and ask them if there's any training that they want to have, and just to give them feedback from the manager's perspective on how they're tracking, and they're really appreciative of that feedback.
It was very easy to use. The questions were there that you could just answer them straight away. There was no difficulties whatsoever. It was very simple and painless.
Using the Cognology onboarding system was really helpful for me in terms of sort of got rid of those first day on the job nerves, because I'd seen a lot about the organisation, I knew who my manager was going to be, and just some of the general info about what I need to do on my first day, policies, procedures, that kind of thing. So it was really easy and helpful. One of the good things about doing Cognology online was that I could do it to my own schedule. So you're able to log in, do part of it, save it, come back later. So that was really good, particularly when you have to follow up with certain pieces of information.
I've used Cognology since it was introduced to us, and I find it absolutely fantastic to use, especially the reminders that I get when probation reviews are due. The ability to record all the training information about how they're going, give them their feedback, give them opportunity to give us feedback how they think the traineeship's going. It is absolutely fantastic. It's second to none, really. The streamlining of the processes has been fantastic for me. As I said earlier, the reminders, having that paper shuffle before when all the reviews were due, calendar reminders that I'd set up for myself. Cognology does all that for me, so it's absolutely great. Most of our trainees have some sort of intellectual disability, but they find it easy to use. So they have no problems onboarding. So yeah, very few questions from them, and most of the processes are run quite smoothly.